I'm just looking at all of you guys putting your choices in. Sup, everyone. Sup, Shredders. Welcome to this live stream today. It's SC Patrons. Fan request number 24. I appreciate everyone coming along today. This is the second week in a row that we've done these. The reason is because next weekend I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be off to out of town for a little bit. I'll be back. It's not for long, but just that I won't be there on a Sunday. There'll be other people at the house, obviously, though, to take care of Nishka and stuff like that. But yeah, I know I'm too big, by the way. I'll get smaller in a second. I can go, whee, you know, like that. It's all good. I've got a stream deck. Just before we get into this, I want to quickly go over the rules of the stream. Basically, we have listening time and conclusion time. Now, when you see listening time, it means I'm going to be listening to your songs. Now, I'm not going to be talking to chat at that point in time. Okay. Yeah, so I'm not gonna be talking to chat whilst listening time is on. But if you see me basically with it off, it means I'm talking to chat. And at the end, we'll do a conclusion time. I'm not doing the conclusions between the songs just so that we can get through as many fan requests as possible. But yeah, you'll still get your tracks reviewed, and I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys have for me today. But yeah, let's do this. All right, so I'm just going to quickly copy. And whilst I do this, please let me know if the audio levels are okay. I'm just going to play some J Chow whilst I do this. Let me know if the audio levels are okay. Let me know if you can hear me over the music and stuff like that, okay? That'd be great, okay? So I'll just copy these here. Lots of choices. It's good to see everyone. Really appreciate everyone coming in and putting their song requests forward. Yeah. I'm assuming that's probably fine though. And lots of people here. Man, Andreas, you got first today. First today. That's awesome. I'll give it another 30 seconds just in case anyone's like, no. No. Yeah. I've also been lowering the gain in my microphone because I realize that sometimes it's been a little bit too hot and there's been some distortion in the recordings, so this should be a little more professional today. Okay, cool. I'll make myself small now. Remembering, listen time means I'm listening to the tracks. Obviously, if it's off, I'm listening to chat, and we'll just take turns from that, okay? Thank you. Thanks for letting me know. Thanks for letting me know. Cool. And good job to everyone for good job to all of you just before we start for waiting until I go live to submit the tracks. You guys have obviously got the hang of it at this point. I do need to put that disclaimer in there, though, just so that people understand when to request tracks, just if you're new to the streams and stuff like that. And yeah, Andreas, you're first. Nice. So obviously we're going to start with Andreas here. We're going to go put that into here. Not all of it, obviously, just the Tricot part. Here we go. Going to listen through each of these tracks from start till finish. I'm going to hear what you think, starting with Tricot from Andreas. Let's go. I'm loving the tone of these guitars and everything like that. They're fantastic. Utterly fantastic. I love the technicality of the proficiency of the drum performance as well. And the presence of those vocals and that breathy head voice is phenomenal. Like those break beats, the slapping on the open hi-hats and stuff like that is luxurious, dude. There's absolutely no sleeping on the song. And those jazzy, funky chords as well, dude. There's a lot to appreciate. I like the fact they've managed to get that that feedback of the guitar as an additional layer on the side. The panning is really cool. Do I slow this down? There's just so much going on with all the different instruments though. I love that major lift at the end. I know I keep talking about a major lift here, but it's because it's unexpected. They're doing some parallel major and minor triads with this, in addition to those 7th chords. Oh, that's gorgeous. That vocal timer is excellent. And bringing it down. Great dynamic range. Really cool sound design as well with the way those are panned and staged. I love how the guitar sound like is writhing around in the background while we've and by the way, I know there's tracks that are missing. I've actually got all the notepad files for the previous 5 or 6 live streams, so I know I've got to add them to the list. Thank you. Yeah, it's okay, Xander. It's okay. I'm not supposed to be looking at chat anyways at the moment. I can just see it out of the corner of my eye. Someone doing the double question marks. But yeah, I will add those to it. Yeah, so it's okay. If your track isn't there, it will be. Kind of mutated and malignant. It's uncomfortable, but I adore it for that. I love the pretty arpeggios that are going on the right side with those guitars as well. They ascend into the sky. It's gorgeous. It flutters about. Phenomenal work on those snares. Great voicing of those leads. Did we move to 6/8 at that point? Did we switch the time signature up? To be honest with you, that was a track, Andreas, where I feel like it would have been just as good with or without the vocals. Like, the singer's fantastic. But at the same time, yeah. Oh, man. Really tight performance. I'd say listening to Tricot live would be absolutely smashing. It'd be an absolute pleasure to hear them out. So thank you, Andreas, for that pick there. It's great to start with that kind of jazzy rock fusion-y kind of stuff with that contemporary vibe to it. So after Andreas's one, what have we got next? Oh, hang on. I've got to translate this. We've got to go to DeepL for me to translate that. Because I want to make sure I get the people's names. The people's names are important. That was touch and keying rub, apparently, according to this. It was touch... no, touch and keying rub. And I'm not trying to make fun or be facetious. That's just how it's touching and keying. So that's cool. So this is Touch and King's choice here, Mixer, for track number 2 today. And yeah, just check in the chat. Yeah, no, I think Luke, fan, your choice has been put in. Xander Greg's one's been put in as well. And Jimmy Soon says, because my link was cancelled when I post this. Well, I mean, like, I'm hoping that we can find the track that you've suggested anyways, bud. I'm sure if it's on Spotify, and as long as it's not behind a VPN, it should be all good. Okay? I don't think YouTube chat can have links. I don't think YouTube chat can have links. It's just artist and then song title. I think that's just basically the way we do it, is the artist and song title thing. And again, like, if we can't find the right track straight away, just as long as you're responsive and let me know that we haven't got the right one, we're good to go. But again, thank you to Andreas for that first one. We've got Mixer with this track here, number 2. Oh, damn, dude. What's this? 418. What do we got here, man? Add that to the playlist. Go. Listening time's on. Excellent. I love the fuzzy guitar. It kind of reminds me of the Black Keys. Really clean production. Is that a synth or a guitar there on the left? Excellent work, tom work there, as well as the range on those ghost notes, the dynamic range. Interesting vocal effect. Funky slap bass line. I like the unity between the guitar and drum parts. You can hear how the guitar is trying to have a conversation with the drums and having that sense of, oh, we're working together even if we're playing a melodic versus a rhythmic phrase. And the vocals are so conversational as a contrast to that. And just somehow it all comes together. It's nice to have these whole notes here as a contrast to the more sort of staccato parts we had previously in the verse section. Are they going up an octave on their vocal harmony, dude? That's tremendous. That's tremendous, dude. It's an interesting vocal style. Wah, da, wah, 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 wah. You know, it's very percussive almost. It works really well with the punchiness of the drums. Have they got the different guitar parts kind of on the left, right side and then not double tracking them? That's an interesting choice. Oh, bring it down like that. Masterstroke, dude. Nailing it, man. Hopefully you guys find some tracks you like out of this. Hopefully you guys find, you know. In fact, what I'm going to do, just so that people know that I do actually, hi, Sup Shredders. Thanks for coming to this live stream. Live stream. How's your day going? There we go. I'm going to add that to chat just so that people know that I care about the people that come along to these live streams, you know, because I genuinely do. Even if I'm not talking to chat during these listening sections, so I can actually review the songs properly. Oh, nice switch there with the filtering on the bass here. And it gives me a sort of a vibe of the 70s Rolling Stone disco kind of funk. It's, you know, three slightly different concepts that are going on, but they're seeming to mesh well together. It's good. It just sits. It's golden and it glistens. And repeating that sort of melodic motif on the vocal harmonies there. It's compelling. It's interesting. I don't know, I like a little bit more teeth to my stuff, but at the same time I can appreciate why people would enjoy the song. It works well within the genre that it sort of situated itself in. That's a catchy little chant they've got at the end there with those snare kick alterations there. great flam work as well on the snares at the end, dude. No, that was sick. Because who did we have there? We had Touch and King Rub there. Their track Touch and Rub on Mixer. This was a track by Mixer. Actually, what was the song called? It's only fair that I actually check out what the song was called. In fact, I should probably do the same for Andreas's track. So this was titled Waste, and the song we listened to from Andreas by the band named Tricot is just in time for the end roll. Hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, no. Legitimately, this was a strong song that was well produced, well performed. I don't know the story behind it, so I'm not quite sure why it was written like this, but at the same time, I can appreciate the proficiency involved with the musicians, and it was pleasant to listen to. So that was a good track from Touch and King. Rob, thank you very much for your picks. 2 songs we've had so far. Checking out chat, what have you guys been up to? By the way, I forgot to say hello to everyone, so I'm just going to quickly do this. It bothers me when I don't say hello to everyone. So we got Shen Yida, Keikaku Soup, Jimmy Sun, Yu, Andreas, obviously Ruo, SYO, Tony, Leon, Shin, Jimmy, Blue Dinner Box, Uranus, okay, Alvin, Wen Hao, Chow, Danny, LCU, Fantasy, Jason Huang, Zutomayo. No, that's a song choice. Paul 7931, Anthony Kong, Harden Plus, and we got Jay as well, and Nexus. Nexus is a new one. I haven't seen Nexus before. So thank you to all for coming along to this live stream. I'm not sure how many of you are still here, but I'm hoping some of you are. And Blue Dinner Box says, just to make sure, is my request still on the list? I can't see them on your notepad. Yes, it is. It is. It is on the notepad, so don't worry. We may get to your song today. I don't know how many we are, but we'll go off to a good start, okay? So that was the first couple of tracks. We've now got Champon from K Kakusup, or K. Let's go. Track number 3. Let's go. Listen time. Okay, got a bass heavy situation coming in here. Again, lots of jazzy stuff with these interesting harmonies coming in today, guys. You love this kind of colorful arrangements, don't you? Oh, beautiful voice. Lovely timbre. I love these live recordings, how like you're given plenty of time to appreciate the fact they've actually played their instruments live. You can hear from what's going on in the actual recording that there's like they're played with a kit. It's difficult to get that dynamic range, the difference in loudnesses by programming it. I appreciate that. Ooh, smooth with the buzz rolls and rolls. And it's just a great device to have a pause there when you've already got so much going on, even within the relative softness of the track, with the guitar parts, the bass, and the drums and everything, just to let her vocals in that upper register sort of simmer over top of the air. Thumps, slaps. Again, great to knee with those rolls there, and it's nice to go into a lead section here. Great reinforcement of that vocal motif on top. Great panning of the guitar on the left there to allow more room for the vocals. They can really play, dude. That drum is sensational. Oh yeah, that's a comfortable part of her chest voice there. Great little bit of vocal fry there as well from her at that point. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. Because it can just spice up a vocal performance just that little bit more to have a bit of edge to it, even if the rest of the instrumentation doesn't necessarily requisite it. Just those really beautiful, sweet high notes that she reaches there, sits. Her voice is the main focus in this point in the song, which is testament to the restraint and the skill composition-wise, because harmonies. Ooh. Ooh, okay. Damn. They're playing with a double bass, aren't they? Like standing bass. They must be. It sounds like that. That's a great choice for this. Has that kind of coffee shop jazz kind of vibe. Unusual filtering on that guitar part on the left though. I'm not sure if it kind of sounds like it's been recorded behind like a wall or something. Oh, she can go higher. Woo! Okay, there we go. Bit of sassiness there. Oh, that was classy there. That was classy there. I liked what we did there with the with that brown after that fill there. That was a masterstroke there. Incredible track. I think this is probably my favorite one from today I've heard so far. That's not to say that previous two tracks weren't great at all. They were fantastic and they were competent. I just really liked the way her voice sounded over top of those jazzy harmonies on the steel string guitar, the double bass, and then again the drum fills are absolutely sensational. It's beautiful. Yeah, thank you very much to Kay for that track there. We'll go check out chat. Carol Music has retracted their song choice, which is unfortunate because, as I've explained with more recent reviews, I'm not checking out chat when I'm listening to songs. So if you suggest a song when I'm not talking to chat, well, and I'm in my listening time, I'm just not going to see it. But I will see it when I come back to chat after I finish the song review, if that makes sense. So sorry for any convenience there, Carol Music. Hopefully you're all good. Andreas says, nice one, K. Yeah, I thought you might like that one, Andreas. I thought you might like it. You like these kind of compositions there. Her vocal has a sweet, just about to break up quality. It does. Yep. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Fun fact: get yourself a guitar amp from the early 90s, a Samick amp. I have a Samick amp. It is not a great quality amp, but it does so well with the slight overdrive sweetness tone that I am going to keep it until my dying days, because I just didn't realize how great that track sounded with a bit of the roughness of the kind of more contemporary sort of rock, jazz, fusion-y stuff that's coming up, especially with like the Instagram guitarists and that search for that tone there. It's awesome, dude. Edge of breakup tone nicely. Absolutely. I think that's a good term for it. I will, of course, out of respect for the musicians involved in here, figure out what this track is called. So apparently this is a Kuroko show, if I'm not mistaken. Kuroko show. So if you wanted to check out them, that's their name as well. Although obviously they're Japanese. I presume this is Japanese. Their Japanese name is obviously just as important. So, but good job, Kay. We're gonna go to Chow Danny now. Track number 4 for today. Okay, so we're gonna see if this one will work. I presume it will. Power Station. Hey, I know these guys. Gotta remember to put that in the playlist. Listening time. Interesting tone with the drums and the guitar and the vibrato or the tremolo on that guitar amp. Unexpected chord, but then also have heard it before. Oh, well, that's a pretty transition, yeah. Oh, good job putting the bass in there. Great job putting the bass in there. Because it was just soft with its entrance, but you just got that low end kind of resonance. You're like, yeah, man, give me more of that, please. Like a little bit more activity in that vocal section, eh? You know, a similar sort of accompaniment and arrangement, but he's just a little bit more sort of a little more involved at this point. I think it's a nice way to build up a chorus. Great contrast sequentially between the two. Yeah, that ride tone, man. Ooh, okay. Okay. Charming. Again, taking that low end out so the vocals resonate. Sorry, I say resonate a lot. So that the vocals stand out. They are vibrant. They are luscious and present. Oh, more vocal harmonies? Thank you. Always in his head voice there, and it builds. It sits, and it is just gorgeous, man. There's more activity with the guitar parts here. The drums are maybe a little bit involved as well. Hey, and that fill at the end, man. It's ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. You know, the toms there, they just flowed and they patted and pitter-patted around the place. And it was like you were going down the ladder into the interlude. Yeah, guitar solo. Good choice. Good placement for it. Have I put this into the post? I have now. Oh, all the others are like. I like the fact that he used his head voice as falsetto there. I'm not necessarily sure if that was falsetto. It didn't necessarily sound breathy enough. Or maybe he just had great vocal technique and it was strong enough without needing to be breathy. I'm not sure, man. Oh, bringing the back vocals now. Okay, cool. Great way to develop it further. I like that chord because boom, 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 boom. It kind of sinks back into the resolution without necessarily committing to it entirely until there. Ah, gorgeous. A bit of tension, a bit of zazz there, a bit of bite, and then it rewards you for being patient with it by coming back and letting you in, and it's kind of giving you a big old hug and a kiss, man. Good song. What is the name of this track, by the way? So apparently this is Love to Madness. Does this track sound to me like Love to Madness? I mean, not that it's necessarily for me to judge. You know, I could understand the love in there, though. Great song. Again, I think we've listened to Power Station a couple of times. Yeah, we've listened to a previous track by Power Station. And it's good to hear more of them. So thank you to Chow Danny for Chow Danny for their pick for this SP fan request live stream. Hopefully you guys are having a good day today. Hopefully you're taking care of yourselves. Talking to chat, we've got RC. How you doing? Welcome to the live stream. Good, thank you to Andreas for saying hello to him back, and give a big old kiss, a big old smooch. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good vibes. Because we've got after Chow's track, we've got LC with John Lennon, John Blub, Mother. Now I'm gonna give you guys a heads up. I'm still confused. I think we've done this. I think we have done this. If it's not there. Yeah, there you go. See, guys? There, exactly. See, we've already got it. So we have already done the song by Power Station. And thank you. I'll add that to the track listing. I'm actually going to make the executive decision here for a moment. I will be right back. It's going to be right back, okay? I'll just be a moment. Going to make myself visible. You can't see me right now. I'll be right back, okay? Do something real quick. Real quick. Ba-ba! There we go. I'm back now. And then it's little me, right? Yay, little me. Not to be confused with big me, it is little me. Let us continue. So yeah, we did the Power Station song. I'm going to add this if I haven't already. No, we have added it. When did it exactly start the list? I'm not sure. But we're doing John Lennon. Yeah? Oh, what did I just do? I'm breaking it today. We're going to do John Lennon Mother. That's the next track by LC. Yeah. Yeah, let's go. By the way, obviously, if you want to check out the songs we've done, there's like 313 songs. There are presumably going to be more to come. Namawi China Reggaeton. I'm not sure if that's a song or not, Lamb Ajax, but please feel free to confirm for when we come back to the chat in a moment. But yeah, John Lennon Mother, let's go. Let's do it. Track number 5. What we got? Elsie. Listening time. Bra bra bra. Bra bra bra. I've never really listened to John Lennon by himself. But we're going to do that today, obviously. Thanks to Elsie's request. Interesting tone to the drums. I mean, to be fair, this is 1970. I mean, it's actually really sad when you think about it. I feel bad for the dude. The guy's a really capable vocalist. Like, I've never really like listened to much of John singing on his own, which obviously, you know, that's just simply me not spending enough time with his material. But I like the chord progressions and the story that's being told and how minimalist it is, really. It's fairly straightforward and easy to understand. He's got a phenomenal vocal range, and the way he does those legato patches with the vibrato is sensational. I feel bad for him. It's a terrible situation, really. It's kind of a ballsy move repeating the verse for like a second time like that. Was there like an additional layer that he put in there? I mean, I should know. Slight variations with the percussion, I suppose. Repeating the... Some really psychedelic effects on his vocals as well. Like, I know there's reverb in there. I don't think there's delay or anything. There might be a ping pong delay or something like that. Hey, there we go. Good man. Bring in that variation. That vocal fry is phenomenal, dude. Good. I'm glad to be hearing his range. And we're messing around with different time signatures and a bit of a rubato feel. Damn, man. He has a sass to his vocals, doesn't he? It's like ferocious. It is ferocious. How I've never known John to be like this. After him being so methodical and controlled in that first half, for him to be so feral at this point with how he's screaming and stuff like that. And I don't mean feral as in he's being disgusting. I mean, there's just true... This is one of the most raw vocal recordings I've heard in quite a while, man. Quite a while. Thanks for the super chat, by the way. I'll check through it in a moment. Thank you, Chiu Wu. I'm trying to also do the super chats during the non-listening time, you know? But I can hear it when there's a thingy in the headphones. Ooh, now that would have been stressful on that microphone he was recording through. That's beautiful, though. I enjoy that. That's the kind of music we need, man. We need people to push boundaries and, like, throw themselves at it. That's when the best stuff comes. The peak of the human experience. It's just a man screaming for his dad to come home. You know, well, not wanting his mom to go. Now, back in 1970, for like a 5.5-minute track to have been the first on an album, It's just wild, man. That is a crazy, crazy strategy, but it obviously worked, man. I mean, John Lennon was John Lennon at the end of the day. I don't know a lot about the background of John Lennon at this point in time, but like clearly fantastic vocalist. The work on the piano and the guitar parts and the bass and the drums and everything, and the sort of switches in tempo, especially later in the end, combined with the duality of like the first part, which again was more controlled, and the second part, which is more aggressive and kind of like emotionally intense, is really compelling, and it just keeps going. He just keeps going. Oh, we're over 5 minutes anyway. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. I'm a 5 minute rule. 5 minute rule. We have a chat to chat, though. What are we up to? Yeah. So thank you very much for LC for the request. It was great to hear more of John Lennon. I will add that to the request, and I'll give this a like. Oh, it's already added anyways. That's fine. Yeah, so it was a classic. Absolutely. Vivi asks, did you listen to A Doe Missing? I don't know. It could be on the playlist. I'm not sure. I'd recommend, again, if you're unsure, I think the playlist is in the description of this live stream. So you can go to the link in the Spotify link in the description. You can have a look through here, like A Doe. I don't think we have A Doe here. No. So like if you wanted to, we could potentially listen to it, you know. Yeah, but that's fine. Sup Tianchi Mu, how you doing? Welcome to the live stream. Chiu Wu, thank you very much for your donation. I appreciate that super chat. You've said please. I'm not sure what the please is. Please is for, is it please for a song request? I'm not sure. Just if you can let me know. But thank you again for your donation. Elsie says the screaming at the end is inspired by the primal therapy he was receiving at the time. This whole album is just simple and raw, a true reflection of the stage of his life. Thank you for that background. I appreciate that information. It makes a lot more sense now. Leon says, wasn't expecting this. Yeah, I wasn't either. This is a side of John Lennon that I haven't heard before, and it makes me thoroughly intrigued. I'm glad, Elsie, that he took the risk. Tianchi Mu says, is it too late to share? There is a lot of songs. I cannot guarantee you'll get heard today if you add them, but if you are here, please just hang out and listen. There's lots of music from you all that have been suggested and requested today, so you might even find a new favorite musician if you decide. We've just found out that John Lennon can do this. I didn't know John could do this. It's made me want to listen to John, so maybe more of you, maybe all of you can, but you know, it's cool. And Chu and cool, that's absolutely fine, man. We'll put VV down the bottom, but you can just see how many there are, man. But again, I think we're getting through them quicker than we did last time. And we're going to continue now. Thank you, LC, for your choice. We have you with Zutomayo Muratune. Boom. Oh, this is the album. The song. There we go. Thank you, Tianchi. Oh, it's sassy. It's catchy, dude. Again, these funky guitars, you guys, it seems to be a real big thing over in places like Japan at the moment where we're messing with these funky experimental chords. We've sort of completely separated ourselves from, hang on, I should address this as well. Just so people know. Thanks for your donation. Just so people know, just in case there's like oh my goodness. I hate that YouTube is doing that at the moment. It's like when you do a smiley face, it deletes your message and it does as a smiley face. It's very weird. But we've got a lot of this kind of technicality proficiency with the drums, but also these extended sort of bar chords and the funkiness. Oh, and the brass? Is that synth brass or is that brass? But good choice, you. And also I need to sort of think. Oh, good choice for vocalist. Again, like there are some clear sort of like typical sort of jazzy progressions we have here. The softness and sort of purity of her voice there goes well on top of it. It sounds even more sort of pristine than some of those clean guitar tones we have. And that bass is dancing around the place. It's phenomenal composition, dude. Kind of reminds me of the city pop that I've been hearing recently, you know. I don't know if that's a reinvigoration of the genre. I don't know when this was released. When was this released? Thursday, April 7th. Oh, so a day before my birthday. That's cool. Oh, is that a xylophone? Again, it's those little things like the crowd cheering you, yay, and the little plucks and everything like that, and just how things dance and skitter about. And man, I got all the time in the world for it. Oh yeah. That was a fun little extra bar. Sometimes people just let the motif sit, but they added a different sort of roundabout chord progression with the bass line going bow, bow, bow on the end. And it's just, it's that little bit extra that I need to sort of keep interested and engaged in it. Oh, a saxophone now. It's a saxophone now. Just what we're doing today. Boom. And this cute little moogish kind of synth dance around the upper parts of it as well, man. It's just... Again, I'm just vibing and dancing with this. I'd happily listen to the track if I wasn't reviewing it. That's testament to the compatibility of the song with who I am in my music tastes. I love how chilled out. There's little laser sounds and stuff like that, dude. It's so futuristic and interesting. It's unpredictable as well, which makes you want to hear more because you never know what you're going to get next. Bum, bum. Quarter note groove. Boom, boom, boom. The side chaining of that kick is really subtle, but it just keeps propelling it forward. And the energy and effervescent charisma of the singer with everyone else jamming alongside them. Like, it's next level stuff. Great track, you. Great track. Vocal chops? What are you doing here? Like, what are you doing vocal chops for? Okay, I'm getting a little bit weirded out by this part. I don't know why we're doing that mutation and modulation to that extent, but I'm not upset. I'm not upset, you know? Ah, key change. I'm sold on this one, man. This is probably my favorite for today. Ow, I just knocked the rack equipment I have underneath here. I don't know what I just did. I didn't break my Axifix, did I? No. Oh, dude, the way that saxophone squeals at the end gives me life, man. That was a party. That track was a party. That was a hell of a tune, dude. We've added that, haven't we? We have. That was Mirror Tune by Zutomayo from you. Thank you for that request. That was sensational, man. Not a single note out of place. Great color to the harmonies. Interesting choice of instruments and Foley bits as well. Made musical. Nothing but love for it. Totally stoked with that. Let's check out what chat's up to. So Xu Wu is coming with Jam Xiao. That's cool, man. We'll add it to the list. I can't guarantee that we will get to that song today, but I nonetheless appreciate the request. Thank you for putting that through. There's just a few to go through, you know. There's a few to go through. But that's you done out of the way. Thank you, you. We've got Leon Shen next. But chat. Shen Yida says, I'd like to know if my song has made it into the schedule for today. I don't see it, man. I don't see it, Shin. I can't see it, man. It's looking a bit rough, man. Shin, did you? I'm gonna address Shin directly. Just to. Can't see it. Did you submit it when everyone else did? Yeah. Info Mirth says, kind of similar to the one China Ringo song, forgot the title anyways. Yeah, absolutely. I'm from Earth, should I say. Apologies. And look at this, I like the energy, not very sure about the game sounds though. Yeah, I mean, I can feel you, I can understand that those might be a little bit alien, but at the same time, I think that just from a creativity perspective, I think that, you know, if it illustrates the point of the story well, and we can agree to disagree on this, I'll give it a pass, you know? Okay, where is it then? I'm just going to make sure I haven't missed it. I'm literally looking through it. Ah, there you go. Ah, so you were, you were there. Cool. No, we're cool. So that would have been after, yeah, sorry, bud, you're right at the end anyways. Yeah, because you were after Lukit Fan. Yeah. Yeah, that was, because that's there. Yeah, we can't hear you. Yeah, here we go. So that would have been there. Yeah, sorry, Shin. You're at the bottom. Unfortunately, that's rough. But yeah, we're going to listen to this anyways. Okay. We'll continue. All right. Who's this? This is Leon Shin, I think. Thank you, Leon, for your choice there. But thank you, but Shin, thank you for letting me know that you were on the list. I appreciate you reminding me of that. Okay. It's really good. So I found it, but you're a bit lower on the list. I found it, but you're a bit lower on the list. Yeah, so let's continue. What is this though? Leon Shin. It's very intense all of a sudden, isn't it? It's key to L. What is this track? I'm gonna go to Deepal and see if we can decipher it. This is Runaway from Home by Liu Kong, apparently. So we'll continue with this. It's very atmospheric immediately with those sounds of the crying and everything. Oh, fantastic vocal production. Great performance there from the vocalist. Like, we're really expressing ourselves really intensely here. It sounds authentic and organic. Just the keys. Very tense and uncomfortable. That feedback sound there to go into this next section was a masterstroke. 'Cause it's like, oh no, is it going to get even more dramatic? Kind of like the lack of a heavy bass orientation there. Good job, Leon. Good choice. Very, very different to previous track, though.
Dear Angel, can you hear me?
Damn, man, that low end, dude. That 808 coming in there for the second verse is a great choice. The rhythms are fun and the overdubbing is fun as well, and the variation with those rhythmic motifs and stuff is great. And I don't need to know what they're talking about or saying for me to appreciate what's going on. A little bit of those trap hi-hats. Good choice. I love the lady vocals here. They're a great choice because they contrast directly with what the male vocals are doing in that verse section. And they're a lighter, a bit of breath of fresh air with the ominous low-end kind of thuggery that's going on with those verse stances and the accompaniment behind it. Oh, masterstroke, man. There's like a bit of gain and overdrive on those 808s as well, which gives them a sizzle. Are they harmonizing the male lady vocals? Oh, clever. Really clever stuff. I like the fact they're not perfectly unison either. The kicks hit like a train, man. Side chaining is dope. Desperation next. We've got some operatic vocals on the side as well to contrast with how low the dude's feeling. We're done. Criminally underrated. Only 1,272 for the quality of this? It's ridiculous. They deserve more love. If you enjoyed the song, please do go show Kyo. Go show them some love. I want to say Liu Kong, but this is also saying something different here, so I'm not sure. But yeah, great track, Leon. Phenomenal. Really impressed with that. The guy's got phenomenal flow. The lady singer had great technique. They harmonized well. And little bits of foley with the sizzle of the vinyl sizzle in that bass and the drums and the hi-hats there. very much suits the vibe of rap and hip hop in this day and age. I really hope they can continue to increase their audience and find new fans and really make some more fantastic music. And chat time, yay! Shinyida says, okay, if I can't fit it into my schedule, that's fine. I'll still be there to hang out with everyone. Thank you for hanging out. But hey, Shinyida, please don't feel bad. Don't feel bad because it's okay to want to check if your song's on the list. That's totally fine. I'm glad that we did because that was just after the point where I finished copying. So I'm glad that you let me know, okay? So it's all good. It's all good. Kung Fu Pan flow and diction. It's so cool how people can pick up on this stuff just by listening to it. I'm not at that level, but some of you guys are massive fans of this type of music, so you can really get that down pat. Kung Fu Pan might have produced this song. Well, I'm hoping somebody... It's the production in this track was sensational, dude. And the song is talking about the dude escaping from his abusive parents. I can tell it was something like that. I mean, this track is titled "Runaway" from what Deep L is giving me, and I can hear the desperation of him like trying to get away from that abuse. Really good choice. It's obviously not, especially if you understand the language. I can't imagine it'd be an easy thing to listen to, but fantastic work on from the musicians involved. So if that was good, so we've got SY Onyu Tony now with Duo. What have we got this time, man? I'm just gonna see if I can get this to work. Oh, this is Eason Chan. Yeah? Is this the right one, by the way? Let me know if it is, because there was a few options. If it's not the live version... Oh, no, you said duo, so it's fine. Really intense effect on those guitars or organs or something like that. The fluctuation and oscillation of those is kind of overpowering. Really pretty palatable harmony behind that. Breathy, whispery vocal performance from Eason. Oh, bluesy transition. And the bell tree. I think the fact that Eason's live performances are as compelling without watching him as his studio stuff is testament to his skill and proficiency as a musician. I really think the best way to check the caliber of musician is watching them live. Interesting falsetto there. I mean, he knows what he's doing. I really want a bell tree. I really want a bell tree, but they're like $550. They're not cheap, man. You don't screw with bell trees. Nice resolution there. Gonna add that to the list, obviously. I'm enjoying this. I don't know what it's about, but I can appreciate it. Love a mix of intensity with the drums there, especially. Oh, by the way, this is a fun one. This is a fun title to a song. This is called Eason Chan Anti-Orgasm Duo. So I don't know what to make of that, but that's a fun song title if that's in any way correct. Don't know if I'm allowed to say that word in a YouTube stream. But to be fair, I haven't monetized the live stream, so it's fine. And lead guitar's quite subtle. I suppose it was always a sub layer though, wasn't it? It wasn't necessarily meant to poke you in the eye. Love that vocal fry though, man. I wonder how many different vocalists there are on stage with him at this point, because you can hear that several different tracks. And the shout out to the percussionist. They're just going ham on those kicks, you know. Is that sampled? Are there like some bongo drums or something? I love the crowd and how respectful they are. Like, they could probably drown out Eason if they wanted to, but instead they're allowing him just to sing and perform, and they're waiting for him to come down dynamically, and then they do the cheering and the shouting and stuff like that. Hey, he's proud of himself. Well done. Excellent performance there. No, I had a great time listening to Eason Chan sing through that. I'm not going to pretend that that is the most revolutionary composition I've heard from the perspective of like the crazy stuff I listen to on an everyday basis, but I think it's a great song that was well composed. I'm not sure who composed it. I'm going to check out the chat in a moment. I think it was a really engaging, especially with the percussion, like the percussion, the way that he harmonized in those later stages with the backing vocalists and everything like that. And how kind of pretty it was with the sensitivity and the tenderness of the vocals later on. It's a phenomenal performance, especially live. Again, if you want to see a musician's merit, watch them live. So going over the chat, oh, okay, so it was anticlimax, not anti-orgasm. All right, that's good. I don't know why, like, legitimately, I'll put on, literally, I just copied and pasted it straight. I don't know why Deep L's preponderance is to predisposition is to have that word as opposed to that, because like climax is it's more common. Is it more common the other way? I don't know, but it's composed by Eason, so that's good to know. Again, well done to Eason for composing this track. I know that it's more common in certain parts of the world to have like people compose music for singers, so I'm getting my head around that, which is cool. It's fine. It's fine. I don't have an issue with it. It's cool. But I think that Eason did a fantastic job with this one. I'm proud of him for writing it. So that was SYO New Tony's track. Thank you for your suggestion. Sup, Martin? How you doing? Welcome to the live stream. We're at just over the halfway point now. We're making some good progress here. I think this is a good rate of songs we're getting through at the moment. We've got Fantasy next. Zhu Wei. I don't know what this song is, though. Ah, there we go. Awesome. Thanks for your Oh, fantastic entrance here. Nice work, Zhu Wei. Not as much love as I'd like. You know, again, I'm seeing some 4 to 5 digit numbers on these tracks when I think they deserve more. This would fit. Yeah, I was about to say this is definitely the 90s. Great job with those natural and artificial harmonics there. Got a grungish tone on those guitars. But a little bit extra clarity with the production, I think, just because the technology was improving into the late 90s. It's filthy, man. But it's a good kind of filthy, right? Great work with the occasional bells on that cymbal on the right. And we've got the vocals stepping away, so what do they have to do? The wicka 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 is an additional sort of like device to engage your attention and keep you listening. I don't know if that's going in time with it, but also the choice to have it kind of circulate the headphones in the stereo field is fantastic as well, you know? I'm not sure how much that has to do with the music, but that's okay. Like what the story is about. It'd be like a helicopter, I suppose. Again, I like that build, that crescendo, you know. It's not like it hasn't been done before, but when it's done well, it's meaningful and powerful. Well, it sounds kind of like the guitar's crying a little bit, which is kind of an unusual vibe. Again, consistent with the vocal line, the melodies are being repeated there. It's almost like we're making more room for the other instruments in the mix, as if we're to say that we consider the vocals and the rest of the elements of the accompaniment as equal partners within this experience. Naturals on both sides? There's a lot of the wah pedal in this. I enjoy the wah pedal when it's used. I was about to say I'm not sure if I like it here, but I'm not sure why I don't like it here. I'm glad it's kind of stepped away a little bit from more cleaner kind of tone. It's like it's kind of steal attention away from the vocals at this point, as if they're kind of fighting each other on it, you know? Oh, tom fills, great. Great, good work there. Again, lots of panning automation in that regard. They were having fun on the studio post-production side of things, I think. It's kind of sassy. It kind of reminds me of OTEP with their cover of Breed. Don't know if you guys are listening to OTEP. They're pretty ridiculous. They're like a middle band for the late 90s, early 2000s, and they had a pretty ridiculous sort of career. But yeah, man, apparently that track there, which was again recommended by Fantasy, thank you very much. I assume that's how we pronounce it. This is The End of the Road by Zhu Wei, and I'm wondering if that thing is like the helicopter going on top of your head or something like that. It would have been cool if that was the case. But no, I'm not unhappy with this. I'm happy with this track. I think it was written well. Zhu Wei has a sort of a softness to his vocals that kind of still suits the guitar tone, primarily because I think it contrasts with it. Nice range above the lower mid-range instruments there. And there was enough change, again, with those wah pedal bits, I suppose, and the little bits of instrumental sort of like parody there that kept engaging throughout. And at 3 minutes 42, there was good use of time with very little filler involved. So thank you very much to Fantasy for your choice there. What's happening in the chat? Yes, Martin. I mean, to be fair, you can come in anytime, man. You're probably going to get like another 45 minutes worth of songs. Jason Huang says we can pay more attention, focus on the lyrics for the next song. That's the English lyrics. That's cool, man. Don't worry. Like I am aware that if there are English lyrics, there may be an expectation that I will listen to the lyrics. So that's absolutely fine. We've got Sonder by Return to Sender. I'll do my best to review everything in one sitting. Usually I like a bit more time to like listen through a track and focus on talking about the lyrics individually, but if I hear stuff, we'll just keep it going the same way, you know. But again, this is Sonder. Thank you to Jason Huang. This is very different automatically, you know. I mean, I know I've requested to talk about the lyrics, and that's fine, but I want to give a shout out to the way that those guitars have been like treated in the post-production, or maybe it was beforehand. They're so airy and glittery and sparkly, like they're in the stars, man. You gave me a hell of a fright then. It may not seem like it, but that nearly scared the crap out of me. Like just the way I came in with the vocals there and the guitar, that vocal fry there, the growling with the guitar and the drums. Dude, what a slammer, man. Great song. Interesting choice there with those testament to the production value as well for those little cymbal hits to going so cleanly into that verse. Gonna level with you guys. I'm listening to the lyrics of this track. I can't understand a lot of them. That's not a mark against the vocalist. He's got this kind of like a drawl to the way that he sings from, and he's got, and that's not a bad thing. It suits the rest of the instrumentation, the arrangement, and the mix. But I don't think I'm getting all the words, and so I don't know if I'm going to be able to give an accurate understanding or explanation of what the track is about afterwards, you know. I think they're singing really well. I love the vocal harmonies in here, and as well as the really intense guitar tones there. They thunder, they sift, and they just blast forward, man. It's horrifically heavy stuff. What the hell is happening? Why do we suddenly have a massive drum fill? Why have things paused? Where are we coming back from now? Aren't we just pulling out? Oh, bingy bong ping pong noises on either side. Some of those pretty guitar parts. Okay, so I think I got that last part. So that last part, I think we were talking about the surge of light or something like that. Maybe things got illuminated by that last chorus, and then there were no shadows at all. So maybe things just got blasted out and things resolved themselves at the end, and that's why it was so sweet. Maybe there was some chaos in the middle of the track that got resolved at the end. It's a really great track. I enjoyed. How do I describe this? I feel bad because I know that especially because some of the bands that we listen to, the musicians and artists, their first language isn't English, so I understand it can be very difficult to sing in English. You know, the song was too low. The song was too low. Is the song too low? The song was too low. I'm hoping that, because I did a sound check at the start, I'm hoping that that was okay volume wise. It's kind of scaring me a little bit. But yeah, no, phenomenal work with the atmosphere and environment there. The contrast between the airy kind of arpeggiated bits with the flicker and the reverb and delay meshes so well with the guitar, bass, and drum parts later on. Sensational. Beautiful stuff. Let's have a look at the chat, okay? Blue Dinner Box says, that's why I love to share Japanese songs, because I don't know Japanese, just like Logan. That's good to know. That's good to know. I mean, like, I like the fact that these songs are still just as compelling, engaging, or maybe they're even more so when you can understand the language natively. But I'm enjoying them well enough without understanding the language. So just again to reiterate what I literally just said, potentially, I can understand why you guys love these songs, because if you can hear the story and understand it, and the music is that good, then of course you're just going to be absolutely in love, you're going to adore it. So I get it. I get it. So yeah, I'm glad you guys are sharing music from other parts of the world with me. I genuinely wouldn't. I wouldn't get access to this music otherwise. So thank you for sharing it. This is part of why I enjoy these fan request live streams. I'm glad that Luca Fan and Leon Chen and Chua, I'm assuming that's the part where I said I crapped myself. I didn't actually sort of do it, but like that it scared me, you know. Jason says, one of my favorite post-core bands from China. What is post-core? I'm going to say that in chat. What is post-core? Because I've never known what post-core is. I've never known how to identify it. But if you guys can let me know what post-core is, that'd be great. Thank you very much. Lucas says, while I find the individual parts, guitar, vocals, pretty energetic, it doesn't quite gel that cohesively for me. I just nitpicking because post-hardcore is really something. That's okay. That's okay. I mean, like, I liked how it sounded, but I can understand why some people might sort of disagree with elements of it. Like, this should be a certain way if it's within that genre, you know, that kind of stuff. Yeah, Shinyuda says, I thought there was no music, but it turned out the song was too low. It's okay. Don't feel bad, man. It's cool. It's cool, man. Like, yeah, honestly, like, this is part of why it took so long for us to figure out. This is part of why it took so long for me to figure out that I was too loud. These headphones treat vocals differently to how you guys like listen through your like cell phones or something like that. So it took a really long time for me to sort of figure out that my vocals were too loud because I couldn't hear it the same way you guys did. But then obviously when I lowered it, it sounds perfectly fine, you know. It's all good. I'm glad that we figured that out. And don't worry, Shin, it's all good. It's all right. Yeah. So I'm glad the volume's okay for you guys, though, for the most part. Yeah, don't feel bad, man. We've all been at that point where, like, why doesn't this sound the way it should, you know? I don't know lyrics as well, but it doesn't sound good. It sounds good. It doesn't need words if the music's good. Yeah, absolutely raw. You're absolutely right. If it sounds good, it's good enough, you know? Salson popularized it. Thank you, Luke at Fan. I like Salson. I think they did some music recently, did they? They went away. They did an album and then they came back later on. I think they got back together. They're a great band. Metalcore and post rock. Thank you for the explanation, Leon. Emo scream vocals, heavy new metal guitars and heavy drums, particularly double pedals. Oh, so it's post-core. I guess I'd kind of like post-core. I mean, that sounds like the kind of music I enjoy, you know? Was that sort of like the precursor to Gent or something like that, with just Gent having more sort of like interesting sort of more unusual time signatures and stuff? Is Gent basically post-core but including sort of progressive vibes, if that makes sense? Yeah, I can imagine clean vocals are a must, yeah, absolutely. Sadcore vibe. Ah, nice. Not to be confused with the sad boy rap that we have at the moment. But thank you, Jason. Anyways, that was a fantastic choice. We're going to continue now our blue dinner box with Fujikaze, Kirari Fujikaze. I'm assuming that it's probably one of those. Here we go. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's go. Hey. Thank you for your choice, though, Blue Dinner Box. Okay. Great chord note groove here, that sort of houses vibe here with some really articulate, interesting vocals. Very flow to it and semblance with the oscillation on the left. More jazzy stuff. We are loving our jazzy influences today with these extensions and the cute little sort of like colorful guitar parts. Bass line as well. Nice plucked parts on the right side of the guitars. I like the fact that we're lifting up for the second half of the chorus and not just repeating it. I like the fact it's very smooth and sensual and confident within itself. I've also just realized I don't think I copied that last bit over. Oh no, I did. I've been really good about it today, never mind. We'll continue, guys. Sorry. Flitted, smashed around and kind of danced about the place. I like the way that we're doing these cymbals now. We're not as sort of like high oriented. We've got a little whoosh kind of thing after, which makes it sound like a little explosion's popped off. Oh no, I pressed the wrong button. Excuse me everyone. Just remembering how to use the computer. Great use of falsetto as well on his part. Really fun little cute synthy idea here. Great departure from what Fujikaze has been doing, but you know. Dude, you could bop to this. Bop, 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 bop. Oh, the dynamic range to this recording is divine, dude. I love the little xylophone thingy we got on the right as well. It's a nice little bit of extra development, a nice little fun layer. It's so chilled and charismatic and youthful, man. This guy's got a great personality through his music. Where do you go from here? Like, honestly, like at this point with the amount of skill and clarity we have in the production and the skill, you know, just the proficiency of the vocals and stuff, how do you possibly improve on something like this? That sounds like a tremendous compliment, I know. But literally, as a music reviewer, I can't fault it. Like, there's so much going on. It's like they've designed it to be as engaging and fascinating as possible. It's just his vibe, but they've perfected it. I think if I was to say that I enjoyed another track more, it would simply be because this isn't quote-unquote my vibe, you know? But then again, it is kind of my vibe at the same time. Like, I appreciate music like this. But I'm greedy as well. Like, you could have potentially put another lead instrument here and shoved it full of stuff and made it even more intense. But that might have removed it from the vibe and made it less catchy, you know? And he's got 100 mil players in this. He doesn't need my help. Those 80s out influences. Dude, the absolute masterstroke there, that ascension between those modulated passages is just top tier, man. It is exactly what we need from life and everything within it. It was unpredictable, unexpected. Yeah, went for that 4, so it was nice and round. Good. Yeah, bringing in those synth strings on the right. I mean, you can see it coming, but it doesn't make it less powerful. Oh, and it's done? Oh, I'm sorry. He just leaves it on that parallel major there and just lets his voice kind of unify with that. And then it's just done. And we're just left to ponder what we just heard and the journey we went forward with. Yeah, I don't know, man. We're in a weird place of music where things just sound so damn good that I don't know how you could go further from it. And that applies, by the way, to a lot of music that we've listened to today. It's just simply me been thinking about it throughout this live stream. Put it this way, you can't be putting stuff out unless you're at this level. Unless you know that you've got work to do. Do you know what I mean? You can't be putting out half-assed stuff. No half measures. No half measures. But yeah, great track. Thank you very much to Blue Dinner Box for that track from Fujikaze. I'll just edit that. Yep, sensational. What's chat been up to? Shin Yida says, I love this old school beat. It's so nice to listen to. I like it too. It's dope. I like the fact they bring the city pop sort of new, old school stuff back into it with the 80s synths, and they're bringing it together with more contemporary production techniques. It's just the best of all qualities. I think that in the 80s, some of the music, they were trying to do a bit too much for what they were able to do. And that's not to say they didn't succeed in a lot of situations. A lot of music in the 80s still holds true today. But a lot of it is also a little bit dated, arguably because they didn't have the technology to make it sound like it does now. And now people are bringing those influences back, along with stuff like from the 70s, like that Bruno Mars project and stuff. People are going back to the 20th century to make music for the 21st, just like people in the 20th century found influences from like classical and the romantic periods and stuff like that. You know, where we're going back and looking forward to make new stuff in the present. But thank you, Blue Dinner Box. It was awesome. But yeah, just got back from dinner. Well, actually, Jay, I think you're going to get your song heard today, mate. Fujikaze sounds so chill when he's singing. Absolutely. The live version of the song sounds better. Well, maybe we can... I don't know if we can get away with live performances. I wish we could. If we could, then we'd absolutely watch it. And Luke at Fan says, great song, just wild. I agree. So thank you, Blue Dinner Box, for that. Great choice. People seem pretty happy with it. We've got Ruo now. Now, I'm assuming that we're going to be good here. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was thinking there was a deliberate decision for this. I'm assuming this is it, right? I mean, you will let me know if this is the case. This is very different to what I've had previously. I like that, though, dude. It sounds like it was recorded about 30 years ago with that sort of cinematic production quality, but at the same time, it's got freshness that comes with 2022. I like the fact that they managed to program that reverb on the end there, that tail, just so that it finished at the end. Gentle turn there with the strings though. We haven't had them that much today. Is that a sample kit as well, dude? Got lots of different pieces in this one. Ah, pops. Ah, so there's. I should have turned on the listening time thing just so you guys knew I was listening. I like the not only the ease of going between the head and the chest voice illustrates phenomenal vocal technique and the control and restraint we have, but also the way we're panning these vocals here from left to right. It's very engaging, and we get this sameness with the motif and accompaniment behind it. Dynamic range, the ba 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 boom 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 boom. I dig it. Great choice there. Oh, okay. Is that cello or something? It's been a good stream. I've enjoyed the musical content today. I'm hoping we got through a decent amount of tracks today. His vocals sound ghostly and ethereal. How many different vocal takes do we have here? We're like 3. I can't get as high as he can. I'm not going to try that. Not with the volume that's required. And vibrato with that falsetto? They filtering some different percussion now. It's interesting how the strings accent that change there. That's something that I don't get often. Sometimes you have a preference with producers to go for like a kit or a kick or something afterwards. I think this is a great way of doing it and illustrates the prowess they have with their production side of things. It's a very simple chord progression and bass line to understand. The motif is repeated. It's just what they're doing with these extra little sort of like percussion bits and the flutters and it's just done. It's just done. It's just done, man. That's cool. That's a cool track. Again, like I can appreciate the work that would have gone into it, the attention to detail, especially with the vocal side of things, but also the different types of percussion, what's going on with the various sort of like string instruments, the piano parts, which have this freshness and kind of near eccentricity to them, and amongst everything else is just splendid. And we'll check out what chat's got on. Thank you, Ruo, for your pick. Yes, the title means when the ghost got lost. Yeah, I was thinking that the vocals sounded kind of ghostly, especially when up into his like high ranges and everything like that. You know, I think that absolutely makes a lot of sense to me. Luke, it says the vocals are surreal. I'd agree with that. Apparently, Sodagreen's so it's like an established band's lead singer's solo work. Cool. I think it's a pretty good first impression for that. I have added that to the list. I have. That's good. Yeah, yeah. No, Luke fan was really enjoying it. Ruo says, "I'm glad I can listen to some of this with you. The song with you. It's cool. Typos are okay. I make typos all the time. Don't worry. I'm glad I could listen to it with you too. Thank you for coming along to the fan request live stream today, Ruo. I appreciate it. We've got a oof. Gonna have to translate that. Gonna have to translate that. What's that? That's Zhu Yuming says Huang Xuan No Lights Club. Thank you for your recommendation. Thank you for your recommendation. I appreciate that. I'll put it to the next with the bottom of the list. We've gotten through a few songs today, guys. I swear we've gotten through a few songs today. It feels like we made great progress today. Lucas says the song's killing, like Radiohead vibes. Now I don't understand Radiohead. I don't think they're good or bad. I just don't understand Radiohead with their music. And I've listened to a little bit of it. And I think that I make people angry by not saying that I understand Radiohead. So part of me wants to like rank Radiohead songs. Like I want to rank the BTS one. But A, I'm not committing to it because I said I wouldn't. And B, I don't know what kind of shitstorm furor that would spark if I was to say that I didn't think their music was that good. If I didn't. You know. I might like Radiohead stuff. I don't know. Just the stuff I've listened to, I'm okay with it, but I'm not super in love with it, you know. Lynn Robbie says, morning from the UK. I guess I'm too late to request a song. I apologize for that. It is, it's difficult because we started the live stream at 4 a.m. UTC, as I understand it. Oh no, 6. It is 5. It's 6 a.m. UTC that we start the live stream now because we're in daylight savings in New Zealand. And Radiohead is very divisive. I think that's a good thing. Just as long as people are kind to each other, I like it. But I'm thinking that I might sort of stay away from being too divisive by stuff for a little while, because I was very divisive recently. And I'd quite like to be less divisive just for a bit, you know. But yeah, thank you very much again to Ruo for their pick. Good choice. Well, what do we got next? Got time for a few more songs. I have to be gone at 7 on the dot. I cannot go beyond the next hour, so we probably have time for a few more songs. This will be Jay's pick for today, I assume. I assume this is it. If not, we're going to find out. It's nice to get Jay on the playlist, because I know that sometimes Jay doesn't get on the list, so it's good to have it. It's very pretty with the brightness in these guitars, you know. You can tell it was recorded in the 2010s. Oh, a nice little bit of English in there as well. Is that an artificial... We've got 2 vocal styles now. That's cool. I mean, I can see we have 2 vocalists down the bottom. I like the chemistry between these 2 singers. I don't know if that was like melodic rapping or singing, but I really enjoyed it, you know. You can tell there's a mutual attraction between them. The best of me. The traditional chord progression. Nice synth sequencer on top. A little bit of tenderness inserted in that high range. How many different overdubs do we have? We like 3 or 4 overdubs. Obviously, it's very vocally focused. Give it a like. I mean, it's a longer song, so I don't know what they're going to do to keep it spicy, but we'll find out. It's a very relaxed track. At 5 minutes 13, I'm hoping that we're going to have like a little instrumental change or like a key, even a key change, man. Maybe an interlude to make things a little bit unpredictable. We have like a bit of a twist in the tail. Oh. And Serene Kong. The production is phenomenal. It's incredibly tight. It's interesting that we have when we broke up, as if to say, like someone like me who speaks English, it's like, oh, I get kind of what's happening at this point. We're at the when we're breaking up period. Okay.
The reason why 我决定离开 There is only one reason why Cause I know you deserve better and more
Okay, interesting choice to have those pan side vocals. Like with a, like a, was that like a high pass filter or something like that? There's a low pass filter.
I love you and I still do love you now But it is just in a different way If I may, hey For sure I know you used to love me more But now as a friend 我知道当我离开世界的那一天你一定会
Okay, we're bringing it back.
在我的照片前面 And I'll do the same Not cause I'm not your man Cause you have always been like my family To me 这不是秘密当还没生病也会要
I'm gonna be honest, like I can appreciate the work they've done on this track. It's a little bit too vanilla for my tastes. I need a little bit more edginess, but I can appreciate the work that's gone in, okay? It's still a good song. I'm not bored or disinterested, I'm just not like elevated by it. My dopamine receptors are burnt out. Okay, got some longer held vocals, okay. Okay, nice change. While I appreciate what JC Chan, kind of makes me wonder if JC Chan is like the son of Jackie Chan or something like that. Although I don't want to assume, you know, it's rude to assume. Serene Kong is doing a phenomenal job. I think she's, you know, JC's doing good, but I think the Serene is helping to carry it a little bit, you know. I don't know if I'll listen to this one again, but I can appreciate the work and efforts that have gone in. And I can, when he says goodbye, I'm assuming that he probably wrote it for someone or something like that. So it's more of a personal song for him. So no shade. Good job good job for this track, you know. It was, really well produced. The composition was compelling. I just needed a bit more spice. A little bit more spice. What's chat got to say? It is Jackie Chan's son. Cool, dope, that's awesome. English, Mandarin, and Cantonese all in one song. Oh, I understand it. So that's probably part of why I didn't necessarily understand like the way that things were done. Maybe there was a different language per section or something like that. I think that's a beautiful thing. In that case, if we are dedicating a specific language to a specific part or like going between them, I think that's a really cool idea. It's just a shame I don't necessarily appreciate it because I don't understand the language. I'm like, oh, that's the difference there. You know what I mean? But yeah, thank you for your request though, Jay. I appreciate it. It's good. Sneaker Shin, is it too late right now to request a song? Yep, it's too late. Sorry, friend, it's too late. I probably got time for one more song. Probably got time for one more. Okay? And I apologize for that. It's just because I've got to go exactly at 7 today. However, I am thinking that we will probably have gotten through enough tracks today that we would usually do, and maybe next time in like a couple of weeks' time we'll have more time to do one. You know, maybe we can actually do. I mean, like maybe we could do one on the 30th. Maybe we could do one on the 30th. I don't know. Maybe we could. That's a Sunday. Maybe we could have 3 fan requests this month. But I'm not going to commit to it because I said I wouldn't. I got to get on top of my stuff first. But anyways, yeah, lost a bit of spark towards the end, but I like the female vocalist. Sounds like a younger Joel and Sai. That's cool. I feel you there, Luca fan. I feel you there. I can see that. I can hear that. Jay says, I think he wrote it for someone. Yeah, I can imagine that. And Blue Dinner Box says, JC Chan is good in public until he's caught for smoking weed. You know, without giving my views on weed and stuff like that, I can understand why it might not have been ideal for him to have done that. Especially if you're like related to someone who's maybe quite influential. You don't really want to have your son or daughter getting caught for something that could be a legal issue. You know, it's not, or a PR issue. It's just not good. It's not good. But hey, we got one more track today from Wen Hao. This track by FIR. And yeah, we'll just go, man. Let's do it. Thanks to everyone for your requests today, by the way. Thank you for your patience. I've tried to mess around less than I usually do. Hopefully that's paid off. Interesting choice here. I like how sort of spiritual and ethereal it is. Because to be fair, I think we have actually reviewed some of this music before. We have reviewed some FIR before, but I'm always keen to hear more. 20 mil plays. That's a good effort. What I'm liking about this is I can hear those guitar parts on the side and these little cymbal shuffles and stuff like that, and her voice is so pretty. And the piano and the guitar are complementing each other really nicely as well. Oh, tension? Drama? Okay, good. Good. I'm happy with this. They're building up. I love the tom fill at the end there. I love the combination of those sampled or electric kit. Is that an electric kit? With the those distorted guitars. They're a fun combination there. Oh, reverb chain on the piano. Oh, I don't know the context of why we had that part, but I'm sure there was something relevant to that in like the lyrics. I like the fact that we switched to the shakers as well, you know. Clear distinction between those verse and bridge sections. Ooh, spicy tremolo part. I like the male backing vocals as well, or that are harmonizing with her. It gives you just a little bit more presence in the mix, make them sound bigger for that hook section. It's like 101 stuff, but the fundamentals are important. And the strings here, a little bit of emotional gravity to it as well. Oh, it's a pretty little interlude. Hey. And so it's little things like that little articulation and fancy little bit on the violin or the strings there. Sparkles. I like the effort put into the composition and structuring of it. That little kind of dancey bit where we flickered between the double time part, normal time and a half, the strings, the piano, the arrangement, the range of the vocals. Obviously a very sensational singer. And honestly, like that's probably my favorite FIR track so far. What is that called? Just before we finish up for today, because we're about to conclude. A conclusion. Conclusion time. Our Love. Zhu Yiming. Well, obviously, go back here a little bit. Our Love. Cool. By FIR. Thank you, Win Howell, for your fantastic suggestion. Just before I go into the conclusion, I'll quickly check chat. See you later, Luke. I mean, I know Luke fans probably gone by now, but see you later. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Jay, for saying night. Nice song, absolutely. Oh, yeah, that's awkward. That's awkward that Jackie Chan was doing that at the time. And that's unfortunate. And ended his career. Damn, man. Damn, dude. FIR is a real one-woman, two-man trio entire music scene. It consists of lead singer Faye. Ah, yeah, no, it's fantastic. That trio, they smashed it. I've heard a bit of FIR, and I haven't been disappointed at any point, you know. It's great that people have like nostalgia for this back in 2004. Because I mean, I do too for the bands I listen to. They probably would have been a big part of my if I'd heard them at that age, they would have been a big part of who I was as well. Because I was a teenager around the time that this track came out. I'm glad that people have positive associations with it. And it's a shame that Faye is no longer the part of the band, but hopefully she's doing well, and hopefully everyone else is doing well. Because this is effectively conclusion time, because this is the end of our fan request live stream session, track number 24. Thank you to everyone who came along to this live stream. Thank you to everyone who requested tracks. Thank you to everyone who showed me some incredible new music today. And hopefully, I mean, I don't know exactly how many I got through, but I know it's a damn sight more than we did last time. I'm still continuing to sort of optimize it, but I feel like this is a better way of doing it than we had previously. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the tracks, found some new musicians today that you were into, and yeah, hopefully you guys do check out the fan request Spotify playlist. If I go back real quickly, please do go check out the playlist for all these new songs. These are songs that all of you have requested over the last 20-something live streams. There are literally hundreds of them. I'm going to play one I like. No, I won't. I'll wait until the end. That's something I could do, is always play a song I like at the end. Just to actually screw it. No. I have to finish. We'll do it next time. I'm going to pick a track, my favorite track from the playlist last time. But stay cool, stay safe, and please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on. There won't be a live stream on the Sunday next one because I'm going to be away. I want to do an amazing show, top 5 Spotify. I'm hoping to do that next Saturday, but again, I'm not committing to stuff because I struggle. I'm just struggling at the moment with juggling stuff. But if we do, we do. And I'll catch you later on, okay? Have a great weekend. Spiderhands out. 3, 2, 1, go.